It's time for TWiT episode 301. John C. Dvorak is in studio. Shira, Lazar, and Harry McCracken on Skype. We're going to talk about Google I.O., the new Google Music service, the new Google Chromebooks, and the world's biggest headed dog. It's all coming up next on TWiT.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for This Week in Tech is provided by Winamp for Android, the ultimate media player for your desktop and Android device, featuring wireless sync. Download it free at winamp.com/Android. Video bandwidth for TWiT is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. This is TWiT, This Week in Tech, episode 301, recorded May 15th, 2011. Want to buy a brick? This Week in Tech is brought to you by Go to My PC. Attention iPad owners, access your applications and files on your home or office computer from your iPad with Go to My PC by Citrix. For your free 30-day trial, visit gotomypc.com, promo code TWiT. And by Squarespace.com, the fast and easy way to create a high-quality website or blog. For a free 14-day trial, go to squarespace.com/TWiT and be sure to check out their annual plans for savings of up to 20% off. And by Audible.com. Sign up for the Platinum plan and get 2 free books. Go to audible.com/TWiT2. And don't forget to follow Audible on Twitter. User ID audible_com. It's time for TWiT This Week in Tech. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, gosh, we haven't seen you in a long time.
You
John
never
C.
invite me
Dvorak.
back because I'm always complaining.
You're the grouchy John C. Dvorak. No, I
Look
love
at the back of my hair. Look at that. It looks terrible.
You got a little flip going. You often do that. John, you know why I don't have you on as much? Because you're so busy doing No Agenda. It's such a hit. It's such a huge show.
No Agenda? You mean noagendashow.com?
Yeah.
Huh.
That show. I just feel like
So, twice a week, every live,
you're-
Thursdays and Sundays?
Yeah, now
9
you're doing
a.m.?
it twice a week. You know, you get the donations going, the whole thing, the producers. I just think it's such a hit.
Did you know Calacanis copied our idea?
No, did he?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's just his one of his Twitch shows. Whatever he calls it. His clones of your show. He's now doing executive producers and producers. Isn't that funny?
You know, I just don't understand. I mean, it's like it's not that hard to think up something, right?
Something new. Yeah.
Something new. I do like what you're doing, though. I kind of am jealous a little bit because it's such a good idea to basically get the listeners to do all the work for you. It's clever.
You know all the volunteers we have, like the artists and all the rest of it. And the people
I mean, most of the content is created by you, them, right? For you. I mean, you do the show, of course, with Adam Curry, but they produce a lot.
Our producers are unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're the best people in the world.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I wish I'd thought of that. That's the ultimate in crowdsourcing.
Well, you actually gave me the idea, so that's where I just want to give credit where credit is due.
Well, you were doing the bricks. Have you sold bricks ever?
No, I'm not going to sell bricks because you've done it. I don't like to copy.
Right. You're smart. But you'll do something like that. You could sell...
We've already sold challenge coins.
Really?
Yeah, we sold quite a few.
Like from the Franklin Mint kind of coins?
Yeah. They're actually dynamite. I'll bring one over, show it to you.
Which I'd love to see them.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let me introduce Harry McCracken, who's also back from the long time. Good to see you from the Technologizer, technologizer.com.
Good to be here. I also write for Time these days.
Oh,
by the way. I have
congratulations.
a column every Thursday on time.com.
You left the print business to start a website, and I thought that was very brave and bold of you. I think Technologizer is great. Is it going well?
Things are going well. This is the hardest job I've ever had, but also the most fun.
And you make a living.
I'm doing okay.
That's
My goal
awesome.
is to do okay, and it works.
I'm sure every reporter, every ink-stained wretch out there is looking to you and seeing if they could do the same thing because, well, I think there's a lot of fear going on in the print business.
Ink-stained
Right?
wretch.
Yeah, I love that phrase.
So there aren't all that many ink-stained wretches around, at least in computer magazines.
No, I guess not.
With the exception of my alma mater, PC World, and Maximum PC and Macworld.
There's just a handful of
But
print
these days,
magazines
yeah.
left. Yeah, PC Mag's gone. Hey, also joining us, somebody who knows about online, Shira Lazar.
Hello.
Her brand new show.
My audio's working right now.
Yay! You sound great. You look great, and you've got a new show.
Thank you.
Tell me about the new
Yes,
show.
Well, I'm in the control room of my new show. It's called What's Trending. It's a live and interactive talk news show for the digital age with cbsnews.com. That's the website you see right now. We are live weekly on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time to 10:30, but we also have an online destination that updates throughout the day, every day of the week. We cover all the trending topics, the stories, the people influencing and shifting our conversations online.
It's mostly, though, things like the Eagles and the Nest and, and LeBron James.
What's great about this is that it allows us to cover everything from technology to pop culture to politics.
So it's not just pop culture.
Yeah, no. It's saying that, our conversations today, if you look at everyone's streams, they're not one-sided. We all talk about different things. We can just as easily talk about Syria and the revolution as we might talk about an internet meme.
Well, I like the way you're mashing it up. Taliban retaliates. Ashton Kutcher on 2.5 Men.
That's our daily while you were sleeping blog post that we have.
There are not many news outlets that mix the two in one story. I mean, you'll see that in a newspaper, but usually it's two separate stories.
Well, that's the thing. I do feel like that perhaps represents today's modern day conversation, that people want to be informed about serious news, but they also might want to talk about something lighter.
And is that Ashton Kutcher on the stretcher there, or is that's not Ashton?
That's Charlie Sheen.
Actually, that's Charlie Sheen carrying the stretcher. Actually,
that's horrible. That's
kind of looks like him.
But no, it's really exciting, and we partnered with some great people from BuzzFeed to What the Trend to Sulia. And
so what's CBS up to with this? Is this they're such an old, they're the Tiffany network, right? They're the old line broadcast network, Edward R. Murrow.
Those days are over.
Network. But
there's a huge legacy that CBS News has, and they continue to have. I've been there for the past 2 years as the first ever video blogger, really covering digital trends, internet culture, and where that intersects with the news. And so for me, I love blogging and video blogging, but I'm a broadcast geek, so I would always think and wrap my head around, could we create more of a show around these types of topics?
Do you think that this is CBS's way of dipping a toe in the water? How experimental does it feel? You can be honest here. They're not.
Honestly, they've been an amazing partner. I think they do trust what we're bringing to the table. It was never like, we want to do this and you're the right person. I actually created the show.
Oh, interesting. You brought it to them.
And so I said, I'm already here. Why don't we do this together?
Right.
And so that's, I think, what people need to realize. And, we are very much an incubator. They've been completely supportive. They realize this is very much, an experiment, and we're all trying to figure it out, which allows us to also change as we continue.
I think it's smart.
Yeah. And, we have our team. We're not in a news bureau. We are, we have a loft. Our studio is, it's different. It doesn't feel like it's in a typical newsroom. Everyone working on the show is under, 35. Not that it's an age thing. It's more of a mentality thing.
Well, and you're on top of it. Look, here's the story. Election 2012. Is this the year social media adopters reign supreme? And you got a picture of Newt Gingrich. And 2 days later, Newt Gingrich announces he's running for president on Twitter. Twitter.
We knew that. No, the fact is that we're all in the trenches of these conversations that might not get to mainstream media or the news cycle. It gets to the news cycle a few days later. And
who's the audience, though? We don't pander. We don't try to do mainstream stuff at all. Yeah. We just kind of ignore that on my network.
Well, don't you think the technology these days, some of the tech is kind of mainstream because it's just all coming together?
I don't know. Is it?
I do believe. I don't think it's. It is a niche. Obviously, there are people. There's always going to be niches. There's always going to be people that are the experts. That's all.
I like the niche. I just don't trust companies like CBS, frankly, in the long run, to do a good job with technology.
What's great about
from
this
bitter
is that
experience, of course.
Emphasis on the word bitter.
I am so bitter. John, are you shrinking? You're kind of. We could change the camera shot for you because you seem like you're getting.
I've always wanted to do. Wait. I've always wanted to do a show like this.
I know what's going on over there.
John thinks he's dwarf. I don't know. That's not your camera. You want to be in? There you go. Tim Conway is John C. Dvorak.
You just want to have a little head right here.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. You have to get a little higher. I'll have to get a little higher too if this is going to work. Yeah, there you go. Now, it's not a little head, though. You want to be a little head? Okay. Yeah, there you go.
What is going on?
I'm sorry, Shira. We got.
I was in a serious conversation.
I know.
And then
And then John.
He had to take the spotlight. He had to distract everyone from.
Just stay there, John. Just stay there. So, Shira, tell us more about CBS.
Well, since you're asking, and John looks very interested. All right. What are you thinking there?
He doesn't have a microphone. All he can do is look.
Well, I hope
This is way better.
Leo. Hopefully, you'll be a guest on my show soon. We're gonna have every show will have a live panel.
And I won't do that to you. I promise. I'm sorry.
No, we want to have everyone that's part of the community.
I would like to do it. That's fine. And when you say stream live, are you going to stream live? Are you going to use Ustream, or are you going to use CBS's own live capability?
CBS News has partners with Ustream, live streaming YouTube, so we will be on the CBS News player on the site, and as well as distributed through Ustream, live streaming YouTube. We want to be available where everyone is, and available in any way that people want to consume.
Should I be scared, John?
Well, you think she's going to take your job?
This week in what's trending. Don't worry.
I don't know. Should I worry about this?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
You're worried about everything too much.
I am a very competitive
So I should be
son
in
of a
here
gun.
for that one shot. I see you don't like that shot.
You are Leo Laporte. How?
The
there's
Leo
no
Laporte.
Do you want to buy a brick?
I look up to you.
Suddenly this brick
He's
thing
got
doesn't
these
sound
bricks
so
for
good.
sale.
Want to buy a brick? You know, we are selling bricks. For those who want to know, we are going to have a wall in the entryway of the cottage where you can put your name or your company's logo or whatever. If you go to bricks.twit.tv, you can find out about it. There's the plug. But a number of people have said, "Oh, can I just send you a brick? I don't want to buy one of yours. I just want to send you a brick."
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
And I think they're unclear on the concept. This is not about because we need bricks. That you're not buying.
I'm going to send you a brick.
We don't have a brick shortage, and you're buying bricks because we've run out of bricks.
So,
It's a
I
profit.
found somebody left a brick in the toilet upstairs.
Yeah, well, that's water
Well, it's
saving.
to save water. Yeah.
It's a water saving technology. We
I'm
don't
looking at
need.
the bricks right now.
Yeah, you can design your own. It could say Harry McCracken at Technologizer or something like that. You know.
And you can get a copy of it for yourself, too?
You can get a replica for a slight additional fee.
Twice as much.
Yeah. It's a profit thing. I'm trying to raise a little money. You know.
Are they actual, like, are these structural? Are they part of the building?
No, they're not
or are
structural. Are you kidding
they
me?
cosmetic?
No, they're cosmetic. They're thin, so they're going to be. They'll be mortared in onto the wall. It'll look like a brick
Whose
wall.
idea was this?
Why?
It sounds like it's something that the Olympic Committee tried to do in Atlanta.
It is. In fact, many ballparks have done this. The company we chose to use has done all the major ballparks. They've done it. They've done.
Oh,
it.
so they came up to you and suggested it?
No, I suggested. I thought of it.
Huh.
I just thought, I'm
You're an
trying to copy you.
entrepreneur.
Oh, he's got a brick. Let's see.
Oh yeah, this is the brick. See, there's it.
So
Well, it
what do
won't.
people
That's
do with
hot.
this?
That's kind of a hot dog colored brick. It's not
Here,
going to.
put the camera on me.
It's not going to be that. That's a hot.
Here, look.
Yeah,
It
that's.
says something right here.
Yeah, you put your
I
name.
see
see
that.
it?
I don't see it.
Sure, you can see it here.
Here, turn it
Oh,
that way. Yeah.
Okay.
See? Lisa
Oh.
Kensel,
Well, they just-
CEO.
They put the brick company just put something on there. Just so
Lisa's name. They put her name on
Well,
there.
because she was she was the one negotiating the deal. I don't know. I'm embarrassed now.
No, I think you should be. Shouldn't be. What did I say? What am I
You
thinking?
said I should be, which I think.
No,
was
I mean, no.
Freudian
this,
slip.
This is
I
a
think
great
you-
idea.
Yeah, I was just embarrassed. It's a bad idea.
Now the show is going downhill. I knew I could do it.
Remind me why I don't have you on again. No, you know why I don't have you on? Because you're doing so well with No Agenda. and I'm copying
you mean
all your-
noagendashow.com?
Yeah, NoAgendaShow.com.
If you're going to keep saying no agenda, I'm going to keep saying
Top
no agenda.
stories. Google I/O was this week. In fact, Harry and I were both there when Google handed 5,000 people these Samsung Galaxy tabs. They're the new ones, 10.1 inches.
How much are those worth?
They're the same price as iPads, so this would be $499.
They're just
$4.99.
giving away $500 things to everyone who shows up. Are those guys loaded?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say. But remember, this is a developers conference, so the idea is to convince developers to write honeycomb apps. I was pretty impressed by this, Harry. I mean, it's roughly the same profile as an iPad. It's 16:9. It's a wider screen. Great.
The industrial design is really nice.
Beautiful. Yeah. I'm not
fact,
crazy about honeycomb.
I think Honeycomb is a good start. I think it's kind of like Android, which started out really rough, and even now Android on phones I think needs one or two major revisions. But I think Honeycomb is actually a better start in terms of having a decent user interface.
They do lack apps. I mean, there are a handful of apps like this. This is the IMDb app that does try to use the 16:9 interface, and I think does a fairly good job. Although
I have a honeycomb phone.
you do that, your Nexus S is honeycomb
Yeah,
based.
well, I
that's interesting.
understand.
They're going to do a merged Android tablet/phone OS called Ice Cream Sandwich. That's the next generation.
Ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, doesn't that sound tasty?
How did they come up with these names?
Well, they're all desserts.
Different desserts.
Yeah.
Different
And they
desserts.
built-
Honeycomb.
And they're alphabetic. So this is H-I.
What would I-J? What would that be?
Jelly bean.
Jelly
Oh,
bean.
there you go.
Oh, would H-I-J?
jujube.
K. What's K?
Crusty.
Is it crusty? Like a crusty cream.
Crispy. I'm sorry, Krispy Kreme.
Krispy
Not
Kreme.
crusty.
Caramel corn.
Caramel corn. Have they come up with the names yet, Harry? Do you know?
I don't know.
We can come up with it for him.
I'm embarrassed to admit I never realized they were alphabetical until you just said that.
Jello, somebody pointed out.
So the first one was
the first one.
what
There was
it?
Froyo. I know,
There was
I remember.
Eclair, Froyo. Before
Eclair.
Eclair, there was what was D? What was
Donut,
it? Donut. That's right.
Donut.
What was
And something
C?
with C.
cupcake,
Cupcake.
and B.
Cupcake.
We've got an Android developer in here. That's why
He doesn't remember being
There
A.
was. I don't think there was a B. I think it started with Cupcake. That was on the G1, which I still have. They've come a long way in 2.5 years from that G1. I mean, the G1 was really a clunker, and I have to say, I've talked about it before, so I won't belabor it. But the G2X, which is a Tegra 2 base, just like this tablet, I have to say these are nice phones. I wish the battery life were better, and that's one thing that this Samsung gets because it's a bigger form factor than the iPad. I think it's got better battery life. I've been getting
It's
great.
got a bigger battery.
Yeah, been getting great battery life. But they just need more apps, and I think there's a little polish missing. You'd agree, right, Harry?
Google is not so great at polish so far. I mean, Honeycomb feels a little bit more like a computer than the iPad does, and I think they need to make that into an advantage. There are people who want something that has like
Right.
an ambitious status system to tell you all the stuff that's going on and multitasking windows. But I do think that Honeycomb is already a step ahead of Gingerbread in terms of being well thought out.
You said that
But there is
they hired a UI guy for this, right?
Yeah, they hired the guy who did the WebOS for Palm,
Which was
is
quite
sort of
nice. Yeah.
which is the only other mobile operating system that has really competed with Apple at all in terms of polish. And I think you can see that in Honeycomb. It is better. There still is this basic question. When do you recommend to somebody they buy a tablet other than the iPad? I don't think we're there yet.
I don't think so. And I asked that question to myself because, of course, on the radio show, I'm talking to normal users, and I have to decide, do I say it's time to think of something besides the iPad? And I still have come to the conclusion, not yet. And I don't know if it'll happen this year, but I'm always gratified to see a company compete with Apple because competition's good. It's going to give us some choices, keeps the prices down, keeps Apple on its toes. I think it's unfortunate that Apple has chose to litigate against companies like Samsung instead of just making a better product. But I'm an Android fan, actually. I think that it just seems more progressive than the iPhone, and I love the choice that I get. What are you looking at me like that for?
Nothing. I'm just thinking. I think this is largely because, and I don't want to. By the way, sure. I'm sorry I interrupted you earlier. Somebody pointed this out that I stepped on your line. So,
it's okay.
but I think this is because you've been kicked out of the Apple press list, and this is just you, and you're just showing your bigotry on the show to just because you hate Apple. But even though all the products you use are generally Apples.
No, you're absolutely right. I hate that son of a bitch, Steve Jobs. I hope he dies. Oh, that's not nice.
It's unbelievable that you said that.
No, I love Apple. You know I love Apple. But
you are irked because I don't blame you for this, by the way, at all. You're irked because they won't let you in because for no good reason they killed your.
No, they had a very good reason. Are you kidding?
No, they didn't.
I was streaming the iPad announcement.
So what?
Well, that's my job as a journalist. I don't mind that.
Did they tell you couldn't?
They did not, but I didn't ask. So
Well, if they say nothing, then that means
there.
for
I looked on the.
journalists, you should still be able to do it.
I looked on my pass. It didn't say under. And there's a whole row of cameras behind me. So I just put out my laptop and I streamed Steve Jobs' speech. And then never again will Apple even talk to me. But that's fine. I don't care. I mean, it's fine with me. In fact, I don't like talking to I'm sure, Harry, you have kind of the same feeling. I don't like to get in bed with these guys. I don't want to know them because I'm afraid if I like them,
No.
I might be biased.
Oh,
No, you got to bend over backwards to not be influenced one way or another.
I accept that,
You deal with companies where the people are great, but the product might be questionable, and you deal with questionable people who are involved with nice products.
Yeah, I
haven't
like
run
to keep
into that
everybody
too
at
much.
arm's length. I don't like to go to party. In fact, the fact that I went to Google I/O and I got this tablet really makes me queasy. So Harry, you had a good idea.
Well,
which is
I can take it off your hands.
send it back to Google.
No,
Well,
don't. Give it to me.
When
I'll sell it on eBay, for God's sake.
Give it away.
No, give it away.
All right, I got it. Some lucky Twit brick buyer will get one. Get this. How about that?
No, you better be
will have
careful. These are lotteries are got all kinds of legislation. You have to be really careful.
I can't do that.
No.
I can't have a drawing among people. Oh yeah, because there's consideration.
Yeah.
Then it's a lottery.
Yeah.
You're right. I can't
Gambling.
do that. You're right. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because they give me money, so that would be then a lottery.
You'd have to. It's okay if you also allow people just to send in a 3x5 card and they don't give you any money.
Right.
They have to be in it too.
No
Do
considerations
something for
involved.
charity.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. And Harry's, you got the right idea. You're just going to send it back. You're considering a review unit, even though Google's not asking for it back.
Don't
yeah,
send it
sometimes
back. It'll just end up being thrown out or something. It's
No,
a
they'll
waste.
give it to some poor Googler.
They won't give it to anybody. Somebody will say, "What is this? I don't know. What are we going to do?" Too much paperwork. In the garbage it goes.
Google also announced Google Music. It is in beta. It is an invite only, although those of us who were at Google I/O did get invites.
You got an invite?
I've been playing with it. I'll let you review it first, Harry, and then I'll jump in.
It's sort of half of a good product. You still can't buy music from Google.
You can't buy anything. It's just your stuff.
Well, then what good is it?
Amazon basically does something very similar, but with Amazon, if you see an album on Amazon you want, you can buy it and it instantly shows up in your Amazon online music account, and Google doesn't have that.
I had to
You're uploading all
upload.
of your songs.
There's
How
6,000
many
songs
copies
on
of
here.
the same Jimi Hendrix album do you need?
Well, Google's doing something interesting. When they see a cut, they get the album art, they kind of add the meta tags, and I guess they're seeing these as 3 different albums, even though it's cuts from the same album. But I think that's kind of cool because they've done a taxonomy on it. I uploaded 6,000 songs. Took me about 3 days. One advantage they have over Amazon is Amazon's limited to 20 gigabytes unless you buy more. Google for free is giving you 20,000 titles. That's considerably more storage.
Oh wow.
Wow.
This is, I think this is 50 or 60 gigs worth of music on here. And the nice thing is I didn't have
Is
to.
that your collection?
Yeah.
You have 50 gigs worth of music on your laptop?
You remember there was this thing called Napster? Do you remember that?
I never partook in such things. It was illegal.
Man, I downloaded a ton of crap from Napster. I have a ton
I
of
blew it.
You should have. It was a great opportunity.
I never.
Leo, is this going to compete with companies like a Spotify, or do you think that it could blow those companies out of the water?
That's a good question, and I agree with Harry. I think this is kind of half of a product. It's like, this is great. I don't have to upload this stuff to my phone. If I play it, it kind of caches a copy, so I can be offline and listen to some of my music. But it's a pain to upload. It took me a long time to upload all the songs.
It's uploading the actual bits.
It's actually uploading the song, and so I don't know. I think if Apple comes out with a similar product, even the Amazon product is in some ways superior. Although, if you're an Android fan, once this is available, it's still currently in limited beta. But once it's available to everybody, if they don't charge for it, they haven't said. It sure is a great way to get music on a phone or a tablet without, it's on everything. It's on my phone too. Without doing anything, I don't have to make any special effort to get it on the phone. It's just there. So
I'm mostly using Ardio these days. Are any of you guys using Ardio?
Yeah, I've been using Ardio, and then Mog is another similar thing.
What is it?
Ardio looks at the songs I have and then unlocks them if it has them, which it's a similar end result to what Google is doing.
But you're paying every month for an Ardio subscription.
You're paying for it.
So it's like Spotify, it's like Mog, it's like Rhapsody, it's like the Zune marketplace. But I like Mog. So these are the same songs on here on the Android phone. I'm playing a song. You don't like Pink Floyd?
Well, it sounds more like bubbling water. I can't. The speakers on that thing are less than.
Actually, these are better speakers than the iPad too. They have stereo speakers left and right, and they're much louder. I think they actually
stereo speakers. Those things aren't the size of a pinhole.
Well, the iPad 1 had 2 speakers, and the iPad 2 it's a crappy little speaker on there. You don't like this?
It just sounds like junk.
Well, let me put a better song on. Maybe what's your favorite? Sinatra, Count Basie?
I think Duke Ellington would
Duke
be
Ellington.
appropriate.
I have some Duke on here. I'll find some Duke for you.
I thought you were more into Dolly Parton.
That's Leo. You're getting us mixed up.
Here, I'll play some Sting.
Sting. Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah. Now I'll turn it up, way up.
Or as we like to call him, Stink.
I think it sounds pretty.
It
good.
sounds terrible.
It's a little tinny.
A little tinny.
All right. Never mind. God, just such a crank.
I'm just saying, I'm surprised that, you call me a crank and an old man for saying that sounds good, which is
No,
what
you're
you
right.
think. You
It
got the
doesn't
tin
sound good.
air.
No, you're right. It doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound
All
good.
right, you're right. I take it back. Hey, Netflix is available now on Android. I think that's interesting, but only on about 4 or 5 handsets, although there's a hack out that lets you watch it on other phones. Netflix said they weren't going to be on Android because they couldn't solve the DRM issues. Hollywood wouldn't let them. So I think it's big news for Android users. And Netflix, I love this. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings says that internet service providers kill web freedom and suck all profits.
What?
Reed Hastings, in a letter to Congressman Fred Upton of Michigan and Henry Waxman of California, expressed disappointment that members of Congress are trying to hobble the FCC's attempts for net neutrality. Remember, the House prevented the FCC from implementing net neutrality rules. He also sent a letter to Secretary General of the Canadian Radio and Television Communications and Telecommunications Commission, the CRTC. Canada recently allowed their wireless operators to impose higher wholesale costs for ISPs. They're notorious for bandwidth shaping, for all kinds of net neutrality.
So now, who is he criticizing? I'm not.
He's criticizing ISPs
for
said,
bandwidth shaping.
Yeah, he says Netflix evidence on the cost of incremental internet bandwidth. And remember, we have had this debate where I said that the cost of incremental bandwidth is virtually zero for ISPs.
No, that's not what the debate. I know what you're talking about.
He says the
what
average
you said was that there's no difference in the cost at all.
Well, I'm talking about incremental. Incremental.
Yeah,
once you have to buy the routers.
Once I'm hooked, okay, I've got my Comcast thing, right?
Right.
So I just got a new router. I got a new DOCSIS 3, and I'm getting 35 because I got the low end packages, 35 megabits.
Right.
So now I'm told, well, you can just pay the extra money and you can get the 100 is already on the
right. Costs them nothing.
It costs them nothing. It's just flipping a switch in the router.
In fact, Netflix quotes LeMay Yates Associates, a study they did that said the average incremental cost of internet traffic is likely 1 cent or less per gigabyte. But
the providers are blaming people like Netflix for all of this, saying the reason why it's slower. So that's why I think he's saying, no, it's not completely wrong.
It's a lie.
Yeah, it's lying. They're completely lying to blame it on people like Netflix who are changing up the system, right?
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, this would be a funny battle to watch.
It's I think with the bandwidth caps that are being implemented now by AT&T and Comcast, it's all out war at this point, isn't it?
I don't think it's yet. It's coming.
Of course, somebody in the chat room is pointing out that it's $1,500 a megabyte for text messages on a wireless carrier. So, I mean, hey, $1 a gigabyte, that's a deal. We're going to take a break.
When Comcast, though, controls also the video channels and everything, Netflix is a competitor. So why would they want Netflix to rule that domain?
Exactly.
Sneaky.
Yeah. Well, and Netflix has now said that they're going to salvage television shows that are kicked off the networks. They're going
they're going to be becoming a production company.
Isn't that great?
It's interesting. I mean, at this point, anyone can be a studio, from an advertiser to now a platform like Netflix. It's open to anyone, even the theaters. There are movie theaters that are saying, like, the people that distribute the films in the theaters, they're going to start producing films themselves outside the studio.
Can I make a comment on this?
Please.
What?
So Law and Order Criminal Intent was taken over, production was taken over by USA Networks.
Right.
And they ruined the show. The fact of the matter is these big studios have more money and they have more talent and they have people who know what they're doing. And then, you can throw it over to somebody at Netflix, bunch of ex-tech TV guys. It's going to suck.
No, but wait a minute. That doesn't make sense because most of these shows are not produced by the networks. The networks pay production companies.
But they're produced with a budget that the networks provide, and they're big operations. They're slick. They're not some guys coming along saying, "I can do it for half the price."
Well, that's true.
And getting a crappy production.
But that's true. But if Netflix pays the same amount of money that CBS or NBC paid to that same production company, they should get the same show.
They're going to do the cost benefit thing on it. It's not going to happen.
It's about people like Mad Men, who the network's saying, oh, we can't pay. They're having a whole battle over salaries with actors, saying that they want the writer to kill off actors because they want more creative control. And then it allows someone like a Netflix saying, like, no, we respect the creator. We want to pay you for what it's worth, and we'll give you the platform to do it. So it becomes like the new HBO. What HBO was to the networks, companies like Netflix are going to become to even now the cable networks.
Yeah, that's how HBO made its bones, and the creators loved them for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope so. It'd be interesting to see if Netflix can like do this in a way that makes them money and makes them enough money to make it all happen.
That might be the issue. And one thing we're seeing for sure, I mean, that's one of the reasons we do the way we do, and one of the reasons we sell bricks, is because the only thing that makes us viable is doing it cheaper than a network would do it. I mean,
yeah, but you're using more technology too, and it's not like you're an amateur bonehead.
Thank you, I guess. Let's take a break.
It's hard.
I'm just an amateur bonehead, but I do know one thing. If you want to access your computer remotely, there's nothing better than Go to My PC. Go to My PC from the great folks at Citrix. I know you've heard me talk about this before. It really is remarkable. And now with their iPad app, it's kind of kooky, kind of wild to be running a Windows machine or a Mac machine from your iPad. It's just amazing. I want you to go to mypc.com. I shouldn't say it that way. Visit go to mypc.com and click the try it free button. Here, I'll show you. It's right there on the screen in big letters. Click the try it free button, and when they ask you where you heard it, just use the offer code TWiT. What you're going to get is 30 days free of Go to My PC. Now that is a heck of a deal. You could try it by putting it on your office computer, or if you want to access your home computer, you could do it that way. Whenever you're on the road, you just fire up your computer, any computer, Mac, PC, it doesn't matter, even your iPad, and you can, oops, I got to switch this over, and you can access your office computer. You can run any program, send and receive email, access any network resource. It's just really fantastic. Just click the big orange try it free button and try it free for 30 days right now. And the promo code TWIT. And then get the free iPad app. Spell it right, though. TWIT. Never mind. It's just not working. There we go. I got it. TWIT. Go to mypc.com. Offer code TWIT. We thank them for their support of This Week in Tech. Whoa, I'm squozed. John has wandered off. Are you looking for wine? Okay. There's wine. Have some wine. Open some wine. I love Tony Hsieh was being interviewed at the Perfect Business Summit. And he was being interviewed about how he hires people. And he says, you know what? We've decided not to hire the smartest, the brightest, because they tend to be arrogant. We hire nice people. And you know how he finds out if they're nice people? They bring them all around the Zappos campus. You know, they lots of interviews and stuff, and then they send them off on their way, and then they go and they ask the shuttle driver.
Oh.
And they said, "How was that person?"
The limo driver.
Yeah, was he nice to you?
Oh.
Did he treat you like a human being?
That's funny because once in a while I've been in a limo.
Yeah.
And I always grilled a limo driver about what famous person he's had with him.
Great research.
And they always tell you who the jerks were.
Of course, they know.
Yeah.
Great research. Don't you think that's an interesting way to hire?
Don't be a jerk to a limo
really
driver.
Yeah.
Well, you know what Tony also does is he offers them a few $1,000s and says, you can either take the money and leave, or you cannot take the money and be part of this. He's created a lot of interesting ways.
So he has Zappos training camp, right? So you go through, I don't know how long executive training camp is, like 6 weeks or something. It's a long thing. And at the end, he says, quit. I'll give you $5,000. I'll give you $10,000.
That's funny.
They keep raising that figure.
Yeah. And then if you quit,
money
he goes, here's the money. See you later. We didn't want you anyway.
Well, you know he's taking over downtown Vegas now. He's making it into his whole, like, renewing downtown Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, it was big news.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think a lot of
like Fremont Street downtown?
Yes, he's taking over the downtown Fremont experience.
What's there to take over?
It's got that big laser light show and the roof and everything.
Yeah, I know.
He wants to make it more into a community center. And I don't know what that means, innovate it in some way.
Oh, that's
Are
interesting.
you sure you got your
Yeah.
story right here?
No, that sounds right.
Slot
That sounds
machines.
like Shay.
I swear. I've hung out. Tony's a great friend. And he was telling, actually, it's
And he
myself,
told you
Kevin
this.
Yeah, he was talking to Kevin Pollak and I about it and saying, yeah, you need to come down. We're thinking about, whether have a film festival in downtown Vegas. He wants
There's
to
stories about it
re-energize
online.
it.
He wants to turn it into the Aspen of Nevada.
The Las Vegas Sun has reported on this. It's true.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. You see?
Would I lie to you, baby? Wow.
She's got the scoop.
Maybe
I
the
have-
Google self-driving cars could be part of that. Did you?
TechCrunch has reported on it.
Yeah. See, the Google is lobbying Nevada, the state of Nevada, to allow those autonomous vehicles that they've been working on in Nevada. They've been trying in California, and I guess they're hoping that they can get one state to say yes, and then it would maybe just take off.
Yeah, that's
I thought
my
California
fear.
already
They
did
would
that.
just take off, if you know what I mean.
I tried those cars at TED. I was at TED this year, and I got to drive in one of them.
Really? So you sat in the
It
car
was-
and you let it drive?
Yes, I did a video blog for CBS News about it, actually.
Was it creepy?
You know what? It is because, you're thinking if this thing, decides or something is off, then basically you're relying on this machine
RoboCop all over
It's
you.
robo vehicle. Like,
Right.
God forbid something happens, something's off,
Oh, nothing's
or
going to
analyze
happen.
something the wrong way.
Oh,
yeah.
come
what it-
on.
So
the thing is, what it does is it maps out. It uses the mapping system from Google Maps to figure out where to turn and where to go. The thing is, that doesn't take into account if there's construction necessarily or random
A
streets that are
hole.
blocked off. Like, what
A
if there's
large
a street
hole.
that day got blocked off?
Well, it has the
notify
LiDAR
car that
thing. No.
quickly?
It has the LiDAR thing. It images the
I know
world.
it has a radar
Do-
thing, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Did
I don't
you-
know. It's going to take a bit of time for, I think, us types of people to trust it.
Did you ever did you have the real strong sense, because I know I would, to really want to put a dog in the seat next to you so it looks like the dog was
Or a
driving?
monkey. A chimp would be good.
Chimp would be good.
That's very creative, John. No, I did not think that. But I could see why they could think Nevada because it's a pretty open area to experiment with a car like this.
Yeah, you got a
right?
lot of space.
There are a lot of empty streets.
So Google is lobbying for 2 amendments to the current road law in Nevada. First would be an electric vehicle bill, which would permit the testing of autonomous vehicles. I guess you can't even test them. Apparently, California is more liberal in that respect because they were testing them here for hundreds of thousands of miles.
On the streets?
It was
Yeah.
more the valley. It was more the valley types. Like it was more around San Francisco and all that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I mean, maybe it was in LA.
No, it was up here because Scoble got a video of it.
Yeah, they drove all the way
Uh-oh.
from Francisco to LA.
Ah, the old problem.
You're siloning. Unplug and plug in your headphone.
That's amazing that it happens like routine.
After 1 hour exactly, always.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It's a bug. I think there's. Yeah, it's good. It's a memory leak. It's a particular chip. It's always on a Mac with a particular chip.
Weird.
Yeah, and it's exactly 1 hour in.
Yeah, I've been here 2 or 3 times.
It's some
when
weird
happened.
memory leak. Yeah. Google is also looking for an exemption that will allow texting from a car.
By the driver?
Well, yeah, you're not doing anything. Why not?
Well, if you're not driving, then you could text as well. You could do anything.
Google researchers insist the artificial intelligence technology could eventually cut in half the 1.2 million lives lost every year on roads around the world.
I think it's just an excuse to have kind of kinky sex.
Oh my!
I got her to
Well,
laugh.
The German-born engineer
Look, I got her going. That's good.
behind this, his name is Sebastian Thron, said, "Our goal is to help prevent traffic accidents, free up people's time, and have more sex." So I think you're right. No, he didn't say that. And reduce carbon emissions by fundamentally changing car use. That's code for have more sex. Our automated cars use video cameras, radar sensors, and a laser rangefinder.
That's exactly how he speaks. Leo,
It talks
actually.
exactly like that. To see other traffic as well as detailed maps, which we collect using manually driven vehicles to navigate the road ahead. He sounds like Scrooge McDuck.
He actually had a friend that died when he was young, and
really?
that inspired
Colonel-
him to
yeah.
go on this
More
trip.
like
I'm not
Schultz.
Schultz.
And
I
Blink.
know nothing. So that's interesting.
Von
So
Drake is who you're thinking
yeah,
of.
Von
Leo.
Drake. That's who I'm thinking.
Ludwig, yes.
So he's motivated. It's interesting. He's motivated by a personal thing.
Yeah, his friend died in a car accident when he was really young, and he's gone on this journey to discover, are there alternative ways to be going on the road and driving without putting ourselves at risk?
They say that they don't go over the speed limit because they have a database of speed limits. There you go. There's a problem right there.
The whole thing's a problem because of hackers.
There's a problem right there because, you're on a residential street and the database said you can go 70. Furthermore, they say there's always a trained safety driver behind the wheel who could take over just as easily as you It's like cruise control, right?
Yeah, but what if someone just decides to rely on that and is not noticing it?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
What
I
if
mean,
you
it's
fall
definitely
asleep?
part of the future. It just isn't a matter of time.
I want one.
You'll be the first to buy one.
I will absolutely be the first to buy one.
So if Google gives you those for free, are you going to return it?
No.
That's next year's Google I/O.
At Google I/O, they all got self-driving cars under their seat. So that's not the only thing, by the way, that Google gave out. They also gave out, so they gave out the tablets.
So I made a mistake not going.
This is the first time I've gone, and I feel like I went home with a Christmas package. They gave out Verizon 4G, like those little MiFi cards from Samsung.
Hotspots.
Oh, and I
Hotspots.
understand that people didn't go, got 2 of those.
Right. I'll give you mine.
Anyway, go ahead.
Double up on that.
There's a joke in there, but
3 months free, and we're going to get the Chromebooks.
You were gonna get them?
They haven't. They're going to send us an email, right, Harry? Something like that.
You're gonna get a Chromebook? What's a Chromebook? Oh, that thing from. Oh, yeah, that thing.
Chrome OS notebooks.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I have. Let's take a break. When we come back, I have mixed feelings. What?
You just took a break.
Well, I got to take another one.
Okay.
You don't.
I don't complain about the breaks. I just thought this is a little short. The segment was short. I thought the B block was a little on the short
B block
side.
was short. We do that. We have a long A block, and then a short B block.
This is news to me. I haven't been on the show for so long that I didn't know the new formula. Somebody should have given me a clock.
I want to talk about this. I just make it up whenever I feel like it, and I feel like it now. But we will talk about those Chromebooks because I think I would love to hear what you guys think about the notion. Go ahead, John. Take a walk.
No, I'm
I
not
can
going
tell you
anywhere.
wanna
I'm going to
get out
sit
of
here
here.
and listen to this commercial.
We've missed John, haven't we, folks? Okay, I'm going to give you a
I
choice,
won't be on
John.
for another 5 months.
Yeah, that's it. You're never coming back. No, I love having you on. I miss you. In fact, I forgot the Bordeaux. I should have brought the Bordeaux. But it's not drinkable. It's from 95. We have to wait till 2011 or 2015 or something, right? 95?
95, yeah, probably wait a few more years.
So I'll have you on when it's ready.
Thanks. I'll be back in 2 years, ladies and gentlemen.
Should I talk about Audible or Squarespace? Your choice, John.
I think you should talk about Audible.
I like Audible. You've noticed that.
Oh, they like you.
I don't know if they like
Oh, they do. They love you.
They keep saying they're going to let me read a book, but I never do. Be a reader.
That's bull crap. You keep talking a big game about this, but you won't do it because it's too much work.
It's a lot of work, but I volunteered to do it. I would really like to do it.
What book would you like to read?
There's a new book out that I thought I'd be really good at. And what was it? I can't remember. But it was a techie book.
Do you get to use your accents and voices?
I hope there's some Germans in it. And I can do my German accent.
Did you ever hear Shatner read a book?
That would be funny.
I know he's done it.
Well, let's find it.
He's got a couple of books.
We're
he's done.
talking about-
and he does, and Sulu, that guy, Sulu does read.
Sulu,
and
George Takei reads his own
and
book.
And he reads with the voices.
Yeah. And actually, Andy Yanako does a great Sulu. This is audible.com. This is, William Shatner, his autobiography, Up Till Now. Also Star Trek Memories.
Are you listening? Or no?
Yeah, let's listen. You want to listen to a little bit of that? I could play a little bit of it. This is William Shatner reading Until Now. Misspelled, by the way. Oh, Up Till Now, I get it. Hey, smooth jazz sounds.
Macmillan Audio presents Up Till Now,
Yeah.
the autobiography
I guess we're starting at the
By
beginning.
William
You don't
Shatner.
mind, do you?
with David Fisher.
We'll be back in an hour and a half.
Read for you by William Shatner.
Canadian.
You think his accent's Canadian?
No, he is.
This is chapter 1. I was going to begin.
I like that. Wait a minute. I wish I could rewind. This is chapter
Captain
1.
James T. Kirk or Sergeant T.J. Hooker or Denny Crane, or Twilight Zone plane passenger Bob Wilson or the Big Giant Head or Henry V or the Priceline Negotiator, or, well, that's the problem, isn't it?
He's got a great voice. I want to listen to this now,
He read
don't
one
you?
of the Star Trek novels. He's quite good at it.
You could get both of William Shatner's books absolutely free right now if you join Audible. This is the Platinum plan. That's 2 books a month. You know, I'm stocking up for my old age because I don't get through 2 books a month, but I download 2 books a month because I figure this way I'll listen to one and I'll save one for later.
There's a million jokes in there. I'm not going into any of them. I'm going to be nice.
Thank you. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And I feel like I'm a scholar, too, because I listen to Audible books all the time. Star Trek Memories by William Shatner.
Now play that.
Yeah. I hope they have some good music at the beginning of this.
They don't apparently have one of his. He has a couple of novels that he wrote a novel which I listened to.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. He explained a whole bunch of the backstories, and he put it all together very creatively.
Norma Shearer and Buster Keaton. It strikes me that these are legends. Great stars of the silent screen. So, of course,
Great stars of the silent screen.
But here's how our squares ended up being divided.
You know, I can't listen to this because if I listen to this, I'm going to come in, I'm going to be talking like Shatner for a week.
He's pretty hard to
I'll
shake.
be talking like this. William Shatner, Audible. You're going to love it. Audible.com/TWiT2. That's the place to go to sign up for that Platinum account. First month's free. First 2 books are free, and they're yours to keep forever, canceled any time. So the cost to you is 0. Yes, so many good choices. You don't have to be a William Shatner fan. Believe me, they've got 70,000 titles in every category, fiction, nonfiction, young adult, too. This is a great choice if you've got kids, whether little kids or big kids, because they love listening to books. And you don't have to, oh, look, there's Jerry Pournelle's Footfall. Awesome. Audible.com/TWiT2. Give it a try. I know you're going to like it. And so does William Shatner. Let's see here. Chromebook. So this is the idea. And, Google put out the CR48 and gave it to a lot of press people. It was a kind of uninspired hardware, but the whole idea was that the operating system was the browser, was the Chrome browser. They say now they're going to release it. I know Samsung's making one. Is it LG, Harry, that's making
Acer.
Acer is making another.
Yeah, Samsung's making one that's a little bit fancier with a larger screen, and Acer's making one with a slightly smaller screen that's a little bit cheaper.
But these are basically netbooks, right?
They're netbooks with as little operating system on the device as possible.
So if you thought a
Windows
netbook
netbooks.
was bad, wait till you see a Chromebook.
Well, in theory,
I agree.
In theory, they should be better because if you found netbooks slow, it was because Windows needs lots of resources. And in theory, Chrome OS needs very few resources because everything is in the cloud. But if you don't have the cloud, you're in deep trouble
Right.
because they can do very little
They don't do
unless
anything.
you have internet access.
They have very small hard drives. They don't really.
They don't have hard drives. They have almost no storage at all.
Right, no hard drives, just flash. some flash
Basically,
memory, yeah.
Just a little flash because in theory, even your music and your video will be stored online.
But they do have
thin
Angry
client
Birds.
is what it is.
Yeah, it's
They
a
have
thin
Angry
client.
Birds.
So the Chrome Web Store, which Google announced last year, has a lot of apps. These would all run on the Chromebook. There is a considerable amount of configuration that a business or a school could use to lock these things down. So I think that the business, the place these might sell is in schools. I could absolutely see a school being very interested in these.
And they're doing these subscription plans for businesses and schools.
20
where you-
bucks a month for students.
Yeah. You have to agree to keep onto it for 3 years, though.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're kind of guaranteeing them, what is that, $750, something like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
close enough.
And these, if you buy them outright, are $350 to $500. Do you get internet access for the 20 bucks a month?
You, if you, I think so.
You get like
That's
100
interesting.
megabytes a month, I think.
If you buy the top of the line ones, they come with embedded 3G, and
Oh,
you
that's
get
interesting.
100 megabytes a month for free.
Right. That might be enough for a
100
student.
megabytes a month.
Yeah,
100
if everything's in
megabytes.
the cloud.
Well, that means you're going to be
That's
getting
not-
everything from the cloud. That means that's going to
not gonna
drag
work.
100
You're gonna
megabytes
be-
out in
you'll-
one day.
You'll do more than
Yeah,
that.
not enough if you're listening to music or watching movies, for sure.
right.
If you're just doing email and surfing a little bit, it might be. And if you use Wi-Fi whenever you can.
Oh, that's a good point. You don't have to use the 3G. You
Oh,
can use the
okay.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So if you're in a school, I think this.
a fiasco.
This is not. Do you think so? My initial reaction was, yeah, this nobody's going to want.
They,
Look, netbooks were a huge
client,
flop.
When the thin clients came out in one of their many iterations, they pushed the school thing to the nth. And they never got any traction because it's at the end of the day, somebody says, what is my child doing with this? I want them to learn how to use Windows, or I want them to learn how to use Unix or the Macintosh.
These things are either too late or too early. I just can't quite tell. I mean, they started on this a couple of years ago before Android was that big a deal, before the iPad existed. And they were a reaction to netbooks. And netbooks kind of came and went in the interim. And we still don't live in a world where you can assume you're going to have internet access. And these devices seem to be designed for a world where you can assume that you have internet access.
Google also announced Android at Home, which I thought was kind of interesting. The idea being that they really want to put Android everywhere, including in your lamps, in your refrigerator, in your toaster.
Cool. I think that was a really cool innovation, what they announced, because then that means it's their way of getting into the environmentally friendly kind of gadgets where, if you forgot to turn off your lights, you could turn off your lights, and it's making it more into a smart home. I think that was really cool.
This has been something that hasn't taken off. Home automation has been around for decades. John, we've seen this. We saw it at Comdex and then at CES, but there was never a standard. Maybe now with Google putting their weight behind a standard based on Android, there will be. Maybe
somebody's got at some point you can see it maybe taking off at least or standardizing on something, and Google has probably the best shot at it. But I don't have a lot of confidence.
Although the standards have been around for a long time too, and they didn't seem to help all that much.
X10,
but nobody was behind it. Z-Wave was the last most recent and best one in my opinion.
But I never even heard of it.
But that's because there was no big company behind it. I'm kind of disappointed. I wish Google had supported Z-Wave because there's a lot of Z-Wave hardware out there.
Is this going to become the new like clap on, clap off?
Yeah. Maybe when your smart car gets you to the house, it can tell your TV to turn on. Open the garage door.
This is like the thing I'm always thinking of.
It's very Jetsons.
During the early days of the late '90s, they were talking about this, and they're going to have, everything is going to have an IP address, and you're going to be able to drive home, and then you're going to push a button, and it's going to start your coffee pot when you get, or you're going to hit another button, it's going to put the microwave on, and you're going to get fresh food. Like, you can't wait 5 minutes. But I figured the first thing that'll happen with the microwave is one of your kids will put a cat in the thing, and you'll be responsible for pushing the button that kills it. It just seems like a liability issue.
We're going to be able to do our own surgeries. Like
there you go.
If we want to fix ourselves. Sometimes I think we look forward too much when all we want is really simple ways to do things in the end.
I think the real problem is that all these engineers read a lot of science fiction, and they get kind of ahead of the curve. They're trying to basically implement a science fiction world. Here's one. This is Ford and Google teaming up to make smarter cars. Ford wants to take advantage of Google's prediction API. Did you know that they had a prediction API?
Did you?
No. Did you know? Prediction API, I'm asking the Google developers in here. To create cars that determine where you're going by examining where you've been. This is way too much science fiction.
This is what assassins use.
Prediction API adds pattern matching capability to existing cloud-based data sets. Well, this is buzzword bingo. Using it to predict probable outcomes for current events. Using it in an automotive setting would allow our cars to effectively learn from our behavior and adapt to it. How the car's going to go, no, don't get in. No, you're a terrible driver. Stay away. We take examples from the past and apply machine algorithm learning to find the best model that fits the situation, said Travis. Is this a joke? Is this The Onion?
No, actually, Ford.
The Onion should so do a video on this.
This is The Onion.
It's like if we took advantage of the iPhone predictions, but in a car, imagine where that would leave
horrible.
us.
People who liked to drive to work also like to drive to Winchell's. Would you like to drive to Winchell's?
That's exactly where it would go. You're right, all ads.
I could tell you want a donut.
Hey, there is a sale.
Pizza Hut has a donut for you.
There's a sale at Safeway on soap. Would you like to go there?
Would you like to go to Safeway? People who go to work often want to go to the golf course. Would you like to go to the golf course? Okay, so I don't think this is a good idea. But
this is where it's all leading, by the way. The IP on your refrigerator and on
It's all about ads, isn't it?
Yeah, they just want to put LCD screens on there so when you go do your dishes or something, a screen comes up and tells you that there's a sale on something.
I got seduced by a free program. Actually, I really like it for the Android and iPhone called Grocery IQ. And it's a free shopping list program. Let's see if I can find it here. And so you put your shopping list in there, and then it feeds you coupons based on your shopping list.
That's cool.
And it'll do them automatically so that, they're making money. You're getting coupons.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting use of that.
Well, yeah, if the coupons are worth a crap, they're always for something like Hot Pockets.
Yeah, Bagelfuls. Do you want some Bagelfuls?
No, that's the problem. Those coupons are all useless.
Come on, they're delicious.
It's like the coupons that we all get, and I still get coupons in my mailbox.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well,
that is
ridiculous.
Know. I don't use coupons. In the end, if I'm in the mood for something, I get it, and the coupons are never there to help me.
John C. Dvorak, people who eat Wheaties often want Sally Hansen nail treatment products. Would you like a Sally Hansen nail treatment product?
I definitely need something.
How about some Hormel fully cooked bacon?
I don't like Hormel bacon.
Tetley tea?
My cat wants to be on TWiT, by the way.
Who does? Your cat?
My cat is joining us.
Oh, well, I got a dog here that your cat will probably love.
The dog is whining. He needs
I know. He
to
sees
be
Harry's
walked.
cat.
All right, it's getting shy.
What's your
All
cat?
Bring the dog in here. Get him in here.
What's
Come
your
here.
cat's name?
What's the dog's name? Patrick. Oh, that was
Ozzy.
Patrick.
Oh, Patrick.
We just wanted a one moment of glory. He
What's
seems
your
to be
cat's name, Harry?
That's Butter.
Butter?
Yes,
Butter?
and he loves tablet devices. He likes anything with a screen. He likes anything with a cord he can gnaw on.
Just like Butter?
His name is Butter?
We did not name him. He came with that name.
Did you hear about this dog that got a book deal? He's the most famous dog on Facebook.
What?
Well, Leo's dog should
I'm
get a
not
book
kidding.
deal.
A book deal.
He'd make at least as much.
I'm looking it up right now.
Boo, Facebook's most popular dog gets a book deal. This is in your journal of record, Harry McCracken, Time Magazine.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Time Magazine. There you have it.
Harry, did you write
He's
this
very
article?
cute.
Tell the
dog's very
truth.
cute.
I have a column on Thursday, and that's the only thing I take credit or responsibility
Your
for.
editor
Well,
didn't call and say, hey, Harry.
Hey, Harry, can just criticize the crap out of them for signing that dog.
Harry, we want you to do a story about Boo, Facebook's most famous dog. What do you say?
I'll do it.
That's not a real dog, is it?
It looks like a fake dog.
He's
They
hydrocephalic if
photoshopped
he
the
is.
dog.
I would.
That is the world's ugliest dog. If he has a head that big, what is it?
It's like perfectly round.
It looks like Karl Rove.
Do you think that's a puppet or an actual dog? Wait a minute, it is an actual dog.
No, and then he's got a
So cute.
Oh.
that is cute. He's grotesque.
Oh.
Oh, you see, we just got so many more viewers now that you're showing.
I'm telling you, I'm building a studio. I made a huge mistake. I should have built a kennel. I don't know what I was thinking.
It looks like a
The
koala.
dog is going to make more money off this book.
Boo.
I didn't know the dog could write.
I'm going to like this page. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. By the way, me and 1.1 million people have liked this
Isn't that
page.
crazy?
Wow, that shows you that the deterioration of the American society right there. It's all epitomized.
I've invested my life's work in assuming that people are intelligent.
You made a huge mistake.
Big mistake. I should have been like breeding hydrocephalic dogs in sunglasses. Is that a normal dog?
Well, you can see he has a little bit of an eye issue.
Yeah, he better get some drops.
That's why he wears sunglasses.
Is his head like that, or is that fur?
Maybe they're combing it that way. What breed is that?
He looks like
It's
Charlie
got to
Brown.
be stuffed. I agree. This dog
this
is no
idiocracy.
dog. I want to see him crap.
The question is,
If he doesn't crap, I'm not buying it.
What's his
What's his cloud score? What's his cloud score? That's what I want to know. All right, well, he's got a YouTube video.
Oh, then we get to see him moving.
Well, let's see.
It's probably done by stop action.
His name is Bo. He's the world's most famous big head dog.
Oh, he's so cute.
It is a dog.
Apparently likes rock
No,
and roll.
they've done something with his head to make that hair.
It is so
I want to see him wet. I think if he's wet, the hair will go down to normal.
2.7 million views. I thought Barney was annoying.
The people who own this dog are geniuses.
Oh my god.
It's all he's doing is licking his chops to bad music, and
I'm
2.7 million
I
views.
think my view's over 2 million now.
Is it?
My Barney, yeah.
You want more?
He looks like a chia pet.
He looks something weird.
Here he comes. Kick him.
You do want to kind of kick him, don't you?
No, not really. He's too cute.
No, I want to kick him.
Well, you want to kick him because of the numbers.
Oh, look, he has a little house. Oh, man.
Oh, this is disgusting. Chases his tail.
He's got his own jingle. He's Boo,
This
the
is
world's most... And now he's got a book deal. The Life of the World's Cutest Dog, written in
Your
Boo's...
dog is down here looking at the screen and irked.
He's
I
irked.
swear to God, the dog was looking up there going, this sucks, this dog.
Now he's jealous.
He's totally jealous. Leo's dog is in here, and he feels...
The book is
Nice.
brimming with photos of Boo doing all his favorite things. Lounging around, playing with friends, exploring the whole wide world, and making those famous puppy dog eyes.
And humping the cat.
July 20th.
Oh, the book's out on July 20th?
July 20th.
Yeah, it'll probably be the
I think
bestseller.
people want us to move on.
Yeah, next story.
I think this is a huge
Well, that's
tech
because,
story.
yeah, but the problem is on radio that no one's going to get to see these pictures.
Well,
So go check it out. Boo the dog. Google it.
doesn't it make you want to see these pictures?
No,
Yes.
not real, not me. Maybe Shira does, but
I'm intrigued.
Just weird.
She wants that dog.
You're going to do a story on it, though, aren't you now?
No, it's old. He's old news.
How about twin girls born in China, single body, two heads?
That was a crazy video. Have you seen that?
No, stop!
Oh, please.
Stop!
Shira,
Stop!
go back to your bad system.
Stop!
No.
Stop!
Wait. I didn't
It's a
report
great
about
video.
it. I happened to see it online, okay? There's a difference between watching something and reporting it.
This is where
You
we
just reported it. Hello.
This is where we've
No,
come
he's
to.
the one who reported it.
All right, I got a serious story. FCC commissioner.
Has two heads.
Yeah, well, I don't know. She's got two jobs. Meredith.
Oh, this is a great story.
Meredith Atwell Baker.
I love this story.
She was a commissioner at the FCC. She in January among 4 FCC commissioners who approved the acquisition of NBC Universal by Comcast. She just got a job with Comcast.
Who is this?
Isn't that a
Meredith
coincidence?
Atwell Baker. She said, I did not violate any ethics rules because I didn't know they were going to give me a job till mid-April.
And if you believe that,
She said, not once in my entire tenure as a commissioner had anyone at Comcast or NBC approached me about potential employment. I have not only complied with the legal and ethical laws, but I've also gone further. I have not participated or voted any item, not just those related to Comcast or NBC, since entering discussions about an offer of potential employment. So she got the job offer and she stopped working as FCC commissioner. She has signed Obama's ethics pledge, which means she's banned from lobbying the FCC and its officials through the rest of his administration, but she can start lobbying Congress right now.
yeah, well, I don't know. People are in the chat room saying that they would like to hear my opinion on this. And as far as I'm concerned, it's par for the course. I don't have an
It
opinion.
absolutely is par for the course.
Yeah, that's the kind of government we've got.
It's the revolving door.
I mean, she would have voted for it anyway. She's one of the Republican commissioners. I can't see her voting against it, even
No.
if she didn't get a job shortly thereafter.
They didn't have to bribe her, in other words. This would,
Yeah.
they had her vote anyway.
I would say that's probably true.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think it's a bad thing that Comcast now owns NBC? I mean, these poor guys, they got to do something with their time and money. It sure gets NBC out of it. I mean, the General Electric connection to NBC's always bothered me more than somebody
Yeah,
like
I'm not
Comcast.
thrilled. I wasn't thrilled about that either. I hate to see, well, you know what this reminds me of? In the early days of the motion picture industry, the movie companies owned theaters. And in fact, were broken.
And
they were-
distribution companies. It was totally vertical.
It was totally vertical, much like, say, Apple.
Right.
And they were broken up. The courts broke them up, saying that is monopolistic because you control not only the movies, but you control where they're shown.
Right.
And I think this is exactly, is it not? I mean, the difference is they had a monopoly on movie theaters. Comcast doesn't have well, maybe they do, though.
Well, Comcast is getting close to being a monopoly.
I guess,
with-
if you were in a Comcast community, you don't have another choice, do you?
No. Well, you have,
You have
over the air.
Dish.
Over the air.
Or over the
and
air.
Dish.
Maybe.
Some places have more than one satellite provider.
Yeah, and you
cable
have
provider.
satellites, 2 satellite providers.
So
I
maybe
could do Comcast, Astound, AT&T, Dish, or DirecTV where
that's
I live.
true. Thanks to Uverse and Fios and these other things, you do have more choices now. So maybe that lets them off the hook.
We'll see.
I hate to see that though, and the problem is really that because Comcast is my internet service provider at home, they have a stronger and stronger interest to keep me from watching, Netflix and Hulu, using their cheap data bandwidth instead of paying for premium services. And now,
somebody in the chat room asked why I have objection to GE owning NBC. And, geez, I mean, GE is a giant corporation. You're never going to see any news that you say one of their jet engines has some problem. You're not going to see a report on it. You're not going to see a report on anything. And the worst part about these big companies, you have one company owning one network, another big company owning another. One company won't report on the other company's bad acting because they're worried about retribution. It's just you don't want these large corporations owning the media. It's ridiculous. Anyways,
the problem is the money isn't in the media, even though we need it to continue. And so the only ways to maintain it is to have these big corporations buy it or invest into it.
Or buy a brick.
I'm not buying that.
Buy a brick at bricks.twit.tv and keep free media alive, at least until I sell it to Comcast.
That's where you're headed,
No freaking way.
Ha!
No way. I'll make this pledge right now.
Okay, then Disney.
Disney, maybe.
Okay, it's more like it. Disney would be better.
No, I'll make a pledge right now. If you buy a brick, I will not sell out to any company for the next, how long should I make it?
10 years.
10 years. I make that pledge right now. 10 years from now, who knows? I might be tired.
So a lot of people are saying this is
5.
interesting how it's not about someone owning you because like you did it on your own, which is so true, but you still need support. But you still need support, whether it be a sponsor or an investor of some sort.
We need we do it all with advertising and bricks. I would love to do it entirely with bricks. If I could do that, I would, but I don't think there's enough money to do what we want to do.
And the bricks cost money. And what are you going to do with all of them?
Put them on a wall.
No, I'm saying if you just did nothing but bricks, you'd have thousands of bricks.
You're right. That's a good point. I couldn't just do bricks because then I wouldn't. Where would I put them all? That's a very good point. This place would be built out of bricks.
Yeah.
Build an extra story.
Yeah.
So how's the studio coming?
It's pretty good. We're going to go take a walk down there after, and you can take a video. You're going to put a video up on your.
I got one of my cameras. I can do a video.
I'll give you a little tour. It's coming along. We'll probably be open in July. I mean, but I bring it up. I'm being facetious, but I do bring it up to point out that it is possible to be independent.
Yeah,
and survive financially.
Yeah, but the problem is what happens when somebody comes up and gives you an offer you can't refuse. What if somebody right now, Leo, let's say Leo, walks up to you, some Comcast bigwig. He comes and says, I like what you're doing. Here's a check for $20 million. We're going to take it over. And by the way, you don't even have to work for us. We're not even going to put you on an employment contract. You're out. Here, $20 million.
Can I start over?
$20 million. Yeah, you can start over.
I'd take the money. I'd be glad to deplete their funds, go out and start over.
Okay, let's say $20 million, but you can't start over for 5 years.
No, I don't think I'd do it.
For $20 million? What?
I don't think I'd do it.
Oh, bull
What would I do with my time?
What you do now? You just sit. You could just talk to yourself. It doesn't make any difference.
I just talk to myself. Sit on a ball,
bounce around, do a pretend show.
I don't know. I can't say because it's so hypothetical. First of all, it would never happen.
Oh yeah,
so it's so hypothetical. But my point is, I think we need independent media. I think it's a shame when you see these big conglomerates, GE or Comcast, own the media. I think independent media, independent journalism is really important.
I agree.
Yeah. No,
you're doing that, John.
I agree too. Well, what about? I have a question. Could you remain independent and then use, partner with some of these networks and companies?
We tried that. I won't name names, but there were two big media companies a couple of years ago that we talked to, and these guys are so clueless. They're so stupid. They ran me around. They ran me ragged, and at the end they go, no, we don't understand what you're doing.
They're suits. They're dummies.
They're nitwits.
Yeah.
So I've learned my lesson. I wouldn't waste my time with
crawling with them.
Wouldn't waste my time with them. But it's not about me. I don't want to make it about me, but I just want to say that I think we need independent media, and I think that we have the means now, thanks to the internet, thanks to YouTube, for true independent media. So let Comcast, let the cable town buy NBC. Let them enjoy that. But they're all dinosaurs. They're just.
So you've been watching the cable town. Yeah. I think there's more truth to that than me.
I love it, and when these 30 Rock guys skewer their parent company, I just think that's fantastic. And they can only do that because they have great ratings, right?
They have great well, their ratings aren't the world's greatest.
don't have great
No,
ratings?
they have good ratings, but they're not in the
Hulu.
top
Their
10.
ratings are better on
Kamala
Hulu
says they
than
have
the
terrible
actual network.
ratings.
Well,
Really?
they got
By the way,
sustainable ratings.
That Kamala, who's sitting to your left, John, she made the video that broke the Writer Guild's strike, that got the studios to settle the Writers Guild, the WGA strike.
It was about 70 videos, and George Hickenlooper and Joel and I, we all did them.
They made a bunch of videos.
About what?
She's an actor.
Speechless without writers.
And
The writers.
where is can I go? Is it on YouTube?
HeroicFilms.com.
We have a celebrity in the audience, ladies and gentlemen.
She's been in a lot of the shows we've been talking. Were you ever in CSI? You've done so many shows.
No, I did Lie to Me recently.
She just did a
that's one of
lie to
them.
me.
We watched that.
Yeah, well, you remember
Were you
Kamala?
a liar? A criminal? Were you a criminal? Were you a bad heavy?
I was a heavy, but
Good.
I was a criminal.
Being the heavy is the only way to go.
So what is the website again?
HeroicFilms.com/speechless.
And this was an interesting case because the Writers Guild wanted to convince the producers to pay the writers a fair amount of money.
Just a small percentage.
Although I have to say, we were pretty excited when it was all about internet, wasn't it?
Yeah, the internet.
We were very excited when it happened because we thought this would be really good for independent producers. Somebody might watch our stuff because there was nothing good on TV. So
We're
this
hoping
is
it's lasting longer.
this is one of the videos. Which one is yours? Down there? All right, let's get Camilla's. Here we go. You produced them all. So these are all writers, or these are actors saying their support for writers, basically.
I remember this when this happened.
Demi Moore.
And just pick a scene.
Demi Moore with us. She's being handed a script. But it's blank, of course, because the writers.
When you like, we'll just do it, okay? Any scene. Just
Oh, that's
any way you
funny. Just going through a bunch of blank pages.
Who was that? Was that Martin Sheen? Who was that? Martin Sheen. I don't know who that.
like. And
Action.
action, go. Yes, do it. Yes.
Go.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, we're at the. So now, see, if I would have produced this, I would have had a pie in the face right about on each, right at the
But
end.
I
of each
have to say,
don't you think it would be
don't
funnier?
you think this puts the actors down a little bit? Like they need somebody to put words into their mouths,
Yeah,
right?
it's very
Well, that's what
insulting.
happens when you scripted it. They're
They do, is
stories.
what
They're
she
obviously
says, and
written
in
by
fact they do.
someone.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to say something. They can't just. It's not all the Larry David show.
They're not talk show hosts like you, Leo.
Yeah, Leo. And they can't probably do half.
I
the
don't need
voices
no
you do.
stinking writers. This is actually quite funny. I'm watching these. So it's Heroica, HEROICA films.com/speechless if you want to see this campaign. And that was one of the things that got the film studios to settle. And so they gave a small percentage of internet revenues to the writers as residuals.
So it worked.
So because the problem was writers were writing stuff and they were getting paid for when it was broadcast, but they weren't getting paid for the online rights because it was never
No, they were stealing the online rights. What do you expect?
Well, you have the same issue, I'm sure, with your book deals where they don't pay you.
Who's this?
You. I'm pointing at you.
What? What book deals? I'm out of work.
Let's take a break.
Oh, not again.
Yeah. I got to. Well, you got a choice.
No, the C block was.
You could buy 5,000 bricks, or I could do a commercial.
No, you should do a commercial. So you're making the bricks are what? How much are they? I'm going to do a calculation of what he gets for the commercials.
Bricks are $128. I'll tell you how much I get. I don't hide anything.
What are you getting for this
For the little
commercial?
bricks.
This next commercial we are getting. It depends how many people download the show. Roughly $8,000 or $9,000.
Eh.
I mean, it's not.
It's a lot.
It's a living.
It's more than a living for you.
How many,
The likes of you.
You know how many employees the likes of me? You know how many cans of Alpo that is? I have 17 employees. I've got mouths to feed.
17?
Yes. Is that ridiculous?
Yeah.
I don't know where
You just like to hire people
I
so you
do.
can boss them around.
Yes. I just want yes men. Right, Colin?
Yes.
So let me mention a great company. If you're, I actually do want to say this. If you don't have a website, you in this day and age, if you're a business, even if you're an individual, you don't exist.
I use
all
this
about
operation,
having a
so
web-
it's not like you can tell
No,
me.
you know about Squarespace?
I have a couple of Squarespace sites.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
They're really great. It's hosting plus software.
Did you know that? I hate to interrupt the ad, but you'll continue anyway. But the NoAgendaShows.com site is a Squarespace.
I had no idea.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Are they an advertiser?
Absolutely. No, we just use them because they're good.
You're just smart.
There you go. I've done my part.
NoAgenda.com. You've done more than your part, John C. Dvorak. I'm going to give you a check for $4,000. Wait a minute. NoAgenda.com. This is a holding site. Is it .net? Agenda show. What, you couldn't get NoAgenda.com? But the lady on the right wouldn't let you have it? AgendaShow.com. Here we go. This is a Squarespace site. Now, see, I bet you never go down either, right? I mean, you because you get a ton of traffic when No Agenda's on. And this is the beauty. I've never been down because Squarespace has this incredible back end that always provides you with the bandwidth you need. They use some very sophisticated Java virtual networking to make sure there's always enough bandwidth. The software is fantastic. Version 6 is coming out. The thing I love about this is every Squarespace site is unique. You couldn't say, oh, is this right? It doesn't look like John. Wait a minute. There it is. Yeah. You know, that other site could have been his. I don't know. There it is. It's Adam Curry and John C. Dvorak. Well, actually, I like that other site better, to be honest with you. If you go to squarespace.com/twit, you can check it out yourself. There's a big green button. Click the button there. All you need is a name for your site, a password, an email address so they can let you know if you forget your password. That's it. You've got a site. And what a site. The templates, all of the great features, the built-in social networking, the iPad and iPhone app that makes it so easy to post and moderate. And, of course, you can import and export, by the way. You're never stuck. All of your data using the big four APIs for movable type, WordPress, TypePad, and Blogger. In and out seamlessly. And boy, not just like import the text. All your links still work. All the SEO still works. The images, the comments, all the original URLs. They've really got this down. These guys are brilliant. Anthony and Dane have done a great job, and I want you to try it out right now. Squarespace.com/twit. I had no idea you were using them for No Agenda. That's cool. What did you find there?
What is he doing?
Oh,
and you have a thing called Fezorama?
Yeah, that's where didn't I send you a fez?
Yeah, you did. That was my Christmas gift. Thank you very much.
Yeah. What do you want? What did you want?
You know what I wanted.
I think these fezzes are pretty. Wait a minute. Look here. Here, I have a Twit lanyard. It's not a brick, but it'll do.
What is this?
It's a
lanyard.
That's what I said. Did I not say that? Was I not clear? Folks, I worked in radio with John C. Dvorak for a year or two. It felt like 12 years.
If nothing else.
And this is pretty much what I had to put up with every Sunday. And then I thought, oh, I'll keep him amused. I will give him a computer with a bunch of sound effects on it.
That was the beginning of the end.
What a mistake.
Yeah, I think I overdid it.
God. You would just play random sound effects, you know.
It was better than the show.
Well, it probably was. I'm not saying it wasn't better than the show, but you'd throw stuff into the.
It's a very loud crunching noise you're making.
Oh dear. Should I give you the? Should I give you the sound effects disc? You can.
Yeah, but I didn't get that on there. And do you have the time is and baklava?
I do. Yeah.
Got milk.
That's good for your crunching.
Hey, how about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Anyway, that's pretty much what our show sounded like.
Yep.
John eating and playing sound effects. And I'd be going, well, Windows 98 can have problems sometimes if you don't. And
He actually answered questions. It was
so
like,
horrible.
what kind of a show is
It was
this?
so horrible. What is the disease that Gary Busey has? Because I think you've got it too. What are you laughing at?
I don't know quite what it
You
is.
cut to me. I wasn't ready for that.
He actually looks like Gary Busey.
At least
a
I
little
don't
bit.
have the meatloaf disease.
What's that?
I don't know. Just asking.
We're starting to see, and I'm wondering, Harry, if you have some inside information. it seemed like the consensus was that there wasn't going to be an iPhone 5 in June. They usually announce their new iPhones in June.
Right. Sounds like September.
Yeah, but now we're starting to see all these rumors about iPhone 5s. We're starting to see case designs.
The latest one, though, is the iPhone 4 BS or whatever the number is.
Well, yeah, supposedly something that's just kind of a small bump rather than any kind of big leap forward.
We're seeing.
But I've also heard it might have a larger screen, which to me sounds like a relatively big deal.
I would be shocked, but how much bigger?
Just a little bit. I think the theory is the case is still the same size, but they expand the screen a little bit, so it still fits in the case you have.
A smaller bezel.
Yeah.
No, there's no. You know what? They don't care about case manufacturers. In fact, one of the ways this is leaking out is that we're seeing new case designs, which is how we heard about the iPad 2's features.
I mean, it sounds like it's not the 4G iPhone, which will be exciting when it happens, but that's probably next year's iPhone, not this year's iPhone.
This is traditional Apple, where they're a little bit slow, a little bit behind the curve. Remember, the first iPhone wasn't even 3G; it was 2G.
It was 2G.
And they didn't do a 3G till the next generation. They still don't have 4G. But I wonder if this is going to backfire on them, because already we're seeing Verizon, AT&T, and even T-Mobile, which doesn't even really have a 4G network, putting out phones branded with 4G.
Well, what it might have AT&T's current 4G, which is not really 4G. It's just faster 3G. But that would be nice. But I think that's smart to wait on actual LTE, just because battery life is such a huge issue with the first chipsets for any new network.
Right. Shira, do you have a 4G? Because you're in New York, right?
I'm in LA.
Oh, you're in LA.
Yeah. I'm in Angelino. I'm. You know what? I lost 2 iPhones. So I'm back to my BlackBerry. I was going because I've had. I know. Don't make fun of me.
Whoa, that's going.
No, why?
That's
It's
old
all right.
school.
I'm.
Yep.
If I'm away from my really hard, sometimes with the iPhone, and I need to upgrade. I'm saying I will, and every time I did, I bought one, and then I lost it, and so I just.
Yeah, it's hard to after you've lost 2. It's kind of hard to buy a third one at the full price too. Is what.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, there's
How
so
are
many
those
good
chips?
phones out there. I just need to I need to bite the bullet and just get a new phone. But it's because I'm so busy.
Android.
I don't want.
Are you on what is your carrier?
I know. Android is great. I have both right now, so I have a choice. Depends on what I want. I've kept both because I obviously had my iPhone. And I was using the Nokia for a while before, you could live stream on the iPhone. I was all about the Nokia N95.
I've been hearing, I love
the
the N95, and I got the. John, are you still a Nokia guy? For a long time, you were an E71.
I'm using mostly that
Galaxy S.
No, the other one, the Android S.
The Nexus S.
The Nexus. That's it.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice phone.
Yeah, it's okay.
You got Netflix on yours. Have you put it on there?
Nah, I don't care.
Looks good. I looked at it. It looks really good. In fact, it might look a little bit better than the iPad. Of course, it's a littler screen, but it's an OLED screen. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. I'm hearing rumors, or not rumors, but I'm hearing from people in New York City. This is why I asked Shira, with Verizon 4G, who are getting 20 megabits down pretty consistently. I don't know what you do with a phone and 20 megabits down, but that sure sounds sexy. I don't know why. I just think what can you really? Do you really need more than a few megabits a second on a smartphone?
I find that it's still taking too long to get the when you do the voice thing.
Oh yeah, the recognition as it goes
takes
back to the
forever.
server. Yeah,
and then if you use it in the field, like we had this phone where I was in New York trying to use it. When you're in the field, all the buses and sirens and all the dogs barking. And
it never works.
It never works. It works in the home.
My kids actually do this on purpose to drive me crazy. They know, I have the Ford Sync, and I press the button, it goes bong, and they know I'm going to talk to the car, and they start saying, they do this to drive me crazy. I say, shut up, I'm trying to dictate. It's a new way to torture Dad.
And then most recently, the quality of the transcribed messages that they mail you when you use Google Voice.
You're not getting good results? Oh, Google Voice is terrible.
Are you kidding me?
Does that work, the translate?
It's
because
fine.
I always get those messages from people when I call
Google
them, and
Voice
I
is
wonder if
terrible.
it's actually going to work.
No, it's horrible. It's terrible.
Every
but you can kind of.
once in a while, it's perfect.
Yeah, every once. But I'll say like I'll get an email or a voicemail from you, Shira, and it says something like, "Hi, this is Shira the devil," and unless that's what you're saying.
I said that when I left you a message, though.
It might.
That's what she said.
It might be
actually.
what you were saying. I don't know.
Her messages.
What about? Well, that's a good segue for Microsoft buying Skype.
What do you think?
Oh. You must have talked about.
It's interesting.
8.5 billion.
Do you think they stole it from Facebook? I mean, was Facebook annoyed or mad that
Cringely, and I don't fully believe Cringely.
Which Cringely we talking
Robert
about?
X.
Okay, the one writing.
Which Robert X?
I know there's several. I know. Is it the same guy?
You're talking about Stevens.
I don't know what his real name is. He's the guy who writes for PBS, right?
Yeah. Well, he used to.
Used to. Now he's just got a picture of him and his girlfriend on the front.
Yeah.
He's been on the show.
Yeah,
anyway, occasionally he comes up with interesting theories. His theory is that it is purely a defensive play by Microsoft to keep Skype out of the hands of Google.
I think that's one argument that's been floating around.
Credible?
Yeah, Facebook might be happy about this because Microsoft owns part of Facebook, and they might get to piggyback on this.
And of all the players, Google and Facebook and Microsoft, really the only one that needs it. I mean, Google's got their own video VoIP. Microsoft has its own video VoIP.
Yeah.
The only one that needs it is Facebook. Facebook could really use this.
Facebook, I think McCracken just hit it. I think he nailed it.
So that this is really the Microsoft. What is it like?
It's a fallback.
It's a Christmas gift for Facebook.
Well, no, I think at some point they can do a deal and they can license it to Facebook and make the money back. I don't know.
You know who made money? eBay.
That's amazing, isn't it?
They paid $1.7 billion for Skype.
They paid way too much.
Everybody assumed, this is what a money loser. In fact, I'm pretty convinced it's the reason Meg Whitman didn't become governor of California is because people pointed at that deal and said, well, she's an idiot.
You don't think it's because she looks like the Quaker Oats box?
That's just sexist and wrong. Does she really look like the Quaker? I'll have to put the two together, separated at birth. In any event, it turns out Meg made a pretty darn good deal. They doubled their money because they still have 30% of Skype.
Right, and they still have a piece of it.
They had 30%. They made, what is 30%? What is, it's like $2.5 billion. They made $1 billion.
It's a way to do it.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So, Harry, what's your theory?
Well, nobody's ever going to be excited about any large acquisition Microsoft makes. The initial response is always going to be doom and gloom, and the proof is going to be in the pudding. I mean, I don't quite see how it's worth $8.5 billion, though, except as a defensive move.
Boy, I tell you, I guess in a way that's a measure of the maturity of the industry, that companies like Twitter can spend $40 million on TweetDeck to keep it out of the just to keep it out of the hands of Uber Media, or that Microsoft can spend $8.5 billion on Skype just to keep it out of the hands of Google.
And we are talking about Microsoft here. I mean, $8.5 billion for them is chump change. If this thing, if they have to write the entire thing off eventually, It's not going to be a disaster for them. They'll still be okay.
Do you keep Skype alive if you're Microsoft? What do you do with it?
You have to. The ill will that it would generate if they screw with this thing is going to be international.
That's a good point. Very
they
good
have so
point.
many users at this point. What, 250 million users, and there was like a few billion or 200 billion amount of voice minutes used on Skype or something. I mean, a lot of people are using it. They have a huge community on Skype. Why would they just take it down?
It would also sync the TWiT network.
No, we found an alternative.
You said that years ago, and they all sucked.
No, we found a really good one.
Uh-huh.
It's called Vidyo.
Vidyo.
Vidyo, and they have a newsroom product that we're going to use. It's really cool.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be in the new studio.
Yeah, we played with some of these before.
You'll see. No, I know we have played with them before, and they've never been good. You're absolutely right. For the first time, I think there's something that's...
and it's called Vidyo?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo. No, vidyo.com. Check it out. It's really, really good and high def. Did you see the Google ad on Saturday Night Live?
No.
I don't. You're the youngest person here. Do you stay up late and watch?
You know what? I don't have TV anymore. Since I moved, I did not get.
Shira, do you stay up past 8? Because I can't. I find myself a little too tired for that.
I knew that. Well, that's why you get to watch reruns on Hulu. John.
I love Hulu. All right, let's see. This is Sophie.
Oh, the wonderful little girl.
Dear Sophie Lee, create my account. Compose mail. Dear Sophie Lee at gmail.com. Dear Sophie, you arrived. Oh, picture of the baby. I am still getting the hang of holding you. This is cute. It's a father writing happy first birthday. What a good way to use a Gmail account. So he writes to her when she was born, when she had her little sister born. He wanted to name him Salt. I wish I'd thought of this. Oh, we didn't have Gmail when I was a kid. This is so cool. I'm going to cry. At home for your first 4 years, there's save the address, there's the picture.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you love to have this?
Maybe they should give the kids some attention instead of spending all the time on this video.
Dad was busy doing your Gmail account, Sophie. Sorry he missed your graduation. I think this is kind of cool, though. The problem is, in fact, if this kid was born, 8 years ago, you couldn't do any of this.
No, this is a scam.
But you could start today.
Aww.
You could start today. I think that's kind of neat.
Actually, what's interesting is I find all these mommy bloggers now, like a lot of these kids are gonna be able to look back and really, I mean, we can already do this documenting our lives, whether it be on these YouTube videos, but you will literally be able to see your mom's and your dad's reactions to everything you've done in all these videos. It's really interesting right now.
I would have loved to have done that for my kids. I'm not that organized. I still have Henry's baby book. I haven't put it together.
Henry's
He's 16.
a college grad by now.
I know.
You're still working on the baby book?
I know. It's not.
So you're a big talker when it
I'm
comes
a big
to this
talker.
stuff.
You have to be, I think you kind of nailed it, Johnny. You have to kind of be focused on that instead of the kid in order to do all. But I think it's a really...
Everyone at Google's single. They don't have any kids. They all have cats and dogs.
I don't get... It looks like it's an ad for Gmail. He's spending all his time in Gmail.
It's a Chrome ad.
It's actually an ad for Chrome.
Good point. Good catch.
That part I'm confused by.
It's an ad for Google, Harry. Let's face it. It's an ad for all of the Google-verse.
Well, they definitely have the Chrome logo in there to an extreme.
But what they're doing, they've done a lot of these ads, and really what the ads are for the internet. Use the internet more. Use the internet more. Because we get a cut of everything in the internet.
It's a Google ecosystem.
Exactly. I think that's pretty sweet. I kind of liked it. But I'm a pushover.
You're sensitive, Leo.
I'm a sensitive
He's
man.
a sensitive male, as we've known this.
I'm going to cry. If you want a brick, you could go to bricks.twit.tv and buy one. We could have your name on it, and you'd put it right there. $128 for the regular brick, but we also have a 4x4 paver.
You also have logos you can put on these
You
bricks.
can put your logo on. We have to approve, of course, all copy and logo.
We can't have any dirty logos?
No profanity. Actually, it's going to be in the entry lobby, but if we sell enough of them, we'll go around the corner. We could put the dirty stuff behind and you can come visit your brick, too.
You can visit your brick?
Yes. People do that.
Wow.
It's like, they come and they
do they take pictures of themselves next to the brick?
And they do rubbings?
Huh.
No, we don't know. I'm imagining.
Rubbings. They do oh, you mean they rub I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else.
I know what you thought. You could rub yourself on the brick if you wanted to do that too. No, look, you got one. Here, hold it up so people can see it. I think that's cool. We're gonna have a whole wall of honor with all the people who donate.
Who is this woman?
That's the CEO. She runs the business.
Well, she's getting way too much publicity on the show.
Shira Lazar's brand new show launches Tuesday. I'm so excited for you, Shira. That's exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, cbsnews.com/what's-trending, at What's Trending on Twitter. Yeah, it's fun and exciting. We have some awesome contributors. You'll be a guest too. And you too, John.
No, don't let him go on. Just make sure he has nothing to eat in the studio when you do that. That's all I would say.
Check it out. We're going to be live. We have a lot of really great guests that are coming on the show. Talib Kweli is going to be with us also.
So this is kind of like, so you could kind of keep track of what the hot videos are, the hot topics, the things people are talking about.
Yeah, hot topics, but then we give people context. We say why they're culturally relevant, why you should care. We obviously weed out the things that are more important than others. And then, I'll continue to do videos and interviews with people that are at the source of the story. So it's not going to just be about a headline and a story. It's about actually, when Verite, that whole thing happened with Donald Trump and his video went viral that day. Yeah, it was amazing. And I actually did an interview with Baratunde, and that's what I used to do at CBS News. I had this blog called On the Scene, and I would do all these video interviews. And I'm going to continue doing that. I just now have more staff and more people that are helping, bring the things to life on a daily basis because I can't do everything.
It's really exciting, Shira. This is like you're the editor-in-chief of a new media magazine almost.
That's the point. And it's not just a blog. I do think, just like you, I'm a broadcast geek, and it's about experimenting with how we can then take these blogs and these short pieces of content and make them into a bigger experience.
I think that's really exciting. Congratulations. Good for you.
Well, you're an inspiration.
Yeah.
He is. He is Mr. Inspiration. We've all said that for years.
There's one thing missing. You need some bricks. I don't know. Maybe
if you send me a brick, or I'll get one. How do I get one? I will take a picture of me with a brick.
Did you say, how do I get one? You go to bricks.twit.tv. Did I mention that? You can get your 4x8. You can get your 8x8. Yeah.
It's kind of pricey, don't you think?
Well, some people said, hey, the bricks are too expensive. Let me just
two
send
bricks
you
are
one.
the same price, the same size, and one's got a logo.
John, you understand, this is a fundraiser, right?
I thought it was just so you could buy more wine.
Some people think that I need bricks, and they've offered to send me bricks. No, I don't want bricks.
We don't.
I have bricks. This is a fundraiser.
This is like an award. You should do the TWiT award as a brick.
Okay.
I think the brick award, yeah.
The brick.
Yeah.
Okay.
The TWiT brick.
Like what? Oh, that's a good idea. We could leave some room at the end, and you could get an award.
You should have a whole section for the next 10 years worth of awards.
I will. I think there's plenty of wall space.
Best guest on this show, for example.
Oh, who would I give that award to?
I think I should get it.
I think
just to be honest about it.
Actually, Kamala.
She just showed up.
Hey, what did you do?
What?
You just showed up, dude. John C. Dvorak is at channeldvorak.com. And, of course, No Agenda Show. I got it right this time. NoAgendaShow.com. We went to some other show. It looked like a nice site. I thought it was a good...
I'd like to get that name, but we don't have it. Yeah. We do have noagenda.ca, I believe, and we have noagenda.eu and a bunch of
and I noticed that you bought a home some years ago right on the Canadian border, and I'm thinking maybe...
Quick escape.
You're thinking of, that you like escaping to Canada.
You just take there's water. Right. So you get in a seaplane, which they have right there in the area.
But you only have to go like 5 feet.
It's just about 5 minutes on the seaplane.
And then you're in Canada.
Yeah, just in case.
And you're a ham.
Ah, yes, a ham. But you didn't mention on the show that you're now apparently studying to catch up with me.
We are launching a ham radio show called Ham Nation on the 24th.
I always thought this show should have been called Ham Nation.
It's hammy. Bob Heil will be the host of that show, and they're going to have
Bob Heil, the microphone. Heil?
He's a ham.
He is.
You know who his first guest is going to be? Joe Walsh of the Eagles, who's also a ham.
No, Joe Walsh is a famous ham.
And the music's great. Joe Walsh did the theme song, and it's got the Morse code for HAM in it. It's actually, you want me to play a little bit?
Yeah, play it.
It's actually quite good. And anyway, they're going to have a guy named Gordon West on who does study guides for ham. And since I saw that you got your technician's license, I said, well, I've got to have a technician's license.
I'm now in a government database.
Was that your goal?
Yeah. Well.
Wow.
Not really.
All right, let me play. This is a little bit of the theme song from Ham Nation. Joe Walsh composed this, and you'll hear some Morse code in it. And that Morse code is the dot dash that spells ham. Isn't that great?
Yeah, catchy.
That's very cool. That's like an electronic.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Joe Walsh.
I think you should do the whole show in music.
We should have like a little music underneath as a bed.
Yeah. Anyway, that's coming up 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on the 24th. Very nice. And now the Ham Nation Dancer.
Yeah.
Shira Lazar, thank you. John C. Dvorak. Thanks also to Mr. Harry McCracken, who is the Technologizer. Go to technologizer.com. It is a great place to learn all about what's going on with technology. It is. I subscribe to the feed, and I read it religiously every single day because you've got great insight into it. I think you're doing a great job. Very happy.
Thank you, Leo. I'm having fun, and you are an inspiration.
Oh,
there you go.
Yes, Leo, the inspiration. That's what we're calling him from now on.
You need a brick. You need a brick that says inspiration.
I am. I got my dog a brick.
Do some saying. We need sayings from Leo. How many sayings do you? You have a lot.
Well, yeah, I had many. There's a John C. Dvorak soundboard.
Yeah, well.
Mostly it's
Mostly grumbling. No, you're mixing me up with Dick Cheney.
It's just more like Frankenstein. Thanks, Shira. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, John. Thanks to you for joining us. The bricks are on sale right now. International brick buyers, I think you have to call the toll-free number, 855 number. You can use Skype out to do that, so it doesn't cost you a penny. I think we haven't got the order form working yet for international. We will, though, because we want to be able to have international sales. Thanks to all of you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Another TWiT
This
is in the can. Isn't that great?
It's outstanding.
It's
I really like that.
Isn't that neat? It's the best. I mean, best. Although I have to say, we have this show has great theme music. We have a lot of good theme music.
Who's gonna know? Will they get the chicken police coming out counting chickens?
I think.
Hey, Mr. Laporte, we think you got to suck.
Does she solve the age-old question: the chicken before the egg, or the egg before the chicken?
Oh yeah, good question.
Yeah, it's disgust. I don't think that's real. You'll see.
What kind
we'll get
of
you
dog,
some chapters.
What kind of dog is this? I really want to know.
Is it a Pomeranian?
Is it?
It looks like a Pomeranian.
This is not Boo. This is another dog. I
think it's a Pomeranian. You can do that with their head, but I think if you wet the head, it would the hair would be down.
I think it's all just fluffed up.
It would look like some creepy animal that's wet. It look like a rat if you wetted it.
Boo is a Pomeranian.
Oh.
Yeah, Pomeranian.
So it's all about the grooming.
Yeah.
How interesting.
They don't have to look like that. They don't have to look like that.
I want to get a Pomeranian now. Ozzy, I'm sorry.
Your dog is the cutest thing in the world, and you're already thinking of ditching
Where's your
him.
dog?
This is how fickle you are,
Ozzy,
Leo.
Ozzy, come here. Come here, Ozzy. Look. Ozzy, I've got treats.
He's leaving. He's pissed now.
No,
he's left. He's over there.
Look, Ozzy. Look, bacon. Ozzy, come here. Come here, Ozzy. Come here. Look, he's sat. Come here.
See, look at this thing.
He is pretty cute.
Oh my God, you have a cute. Your dog's
He's pretty
very
cute. He's pretty cute, but he's not as cute as Boo, the giant.
He's cuter. Boo's creepy.
I like his ears though. Look at those ears. Watch, the ears actually follow the bacon.
Oh my God, that's a big piece of bacon.
Yeah. Here, have a little one. Watch this.
Now, this is entertainment, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
telling you, what am I building a studio for? I should just get dogs. We should just have dogs. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Shira.